It's the early 2000s, and MySpace is not just a website, it's a cultural phenomenon. At its peak, it outpaces Google in website traffic and boasts over 100 million users. But today, MySpace is relegated to the annals of internet history. Back in the early 2000s, MySpace was not just a website, it was like the coolest hangout spot on the internet. It was so popular that it even beat Google in terms of website traffic, and it had over 100 million users. But fast forward to today, and MySpace is like a vintage internet relic. MySpace was like the it place in the early 2000s, where everyone wanted to be. You could make your profile all fancy, add music, and connect with friends. It was like the social media pioneer. The domain myspace.com wasn't even meant for a social network at first. Nope, it was bought for something called an internet storage business, like a super early version of Dropbox or Google Drive. But then, two guys named Chris DeWolf and Tom Anderson, who were running a direct email marketing company called ResponseBase, saw the potential in that domain. They must have thought, hey, this domain could be so much more. And that's how MySpace, as we know it, was born. It's like they stumbled upon a hidden treasure in the digital world. Now, these early internet pioneers, Chris DeWolf and Tom Anderson, were no rookies in the tech world. When their company, ResponseBase, got bought up by a bigger marketing giant named eUniverse in 2002, they were already thinking about their next big move. eUniverse, which eventually became MySpace's parent company, was a bit of a mixed bag. We're talking about selling those pricey wrinkle creams and offering downloads that were, well, not exactly clean. They came with some unwanted spyware. But Chris and Tom saw potential in this company, and they had big plans for it. Little did they know, fast forward to August 2003, and MySpace was ready to make its grand entrance onto the internet stage. It was like the big debut of a blockbuster movie. What's cool is that they had this fun competition going on. They were offering cash prizes to their own employees who could get the most people to sign up. MySpace had a secret weapon, its parent company, eUniverse. They had this massive email contact list, and they used it to shout from the digital rooftops about this new platform they had. It was like having a built-in audience ready to check out the next big thing. But what really set MySpace apart was this whole idea of letting users go wild with their profiles. They didn't just give you a blank canvas, they handed you the entire art store. You could customize your profile with background images, songs, and layouts that were as unique as you were. It was like your own little corner of the internet. As MySpace was soaring high, there was a downside to all that popularity. It wasn't all sunshine and rainbows. Some worries started to pop up, especially about the safety of teenage users. You might have heard some headlines about cyberbullying, harassment, and even young folks accidentally stumbling upon adult content on MySpace. It was like the not-so-great part of the internet creeping in. To tackle these issues, MySpace tried to make things safer. They lowered the age limit to try and keep younger users out of harm's way, and they even hired moderators to keep an eye on things. But unfortunately, these problems didn't just vanish into thin air. They stuck around, causing some concerns in the MySpace neighborhood. The issues weren't just about users' safety, they also scared away advertisers. You know, those folks who put ads on websites. They were getting a bit nervous about being connected to MySpace because of all those problems. Plus, MySpace had some tech hurdles to jump over. Customizable profiles and the ability to tinker with HTML code. It was cool, but it also made the platform vulnerable. It's not very secure, right? And then there's this infamous incident. A hacker unleashed something called the Sammy worm. It spread like wildfire, infecting over 1 million user profiles in less than a day. It was like a digital roller coaster gone wild, and MySpace had a tough time getting things under control. Now, around the same time, Facebook was making its move, and it was like the cool, tidy neighbor to MySpace. Facebook was all about that clean and consistent user experience, the complete opposite of MySpace's wild and customizable profiles. And Facebook had this ace up its sleeve, targeted advertising. Advertisers loved it because it meant they could show their ads to the right people at the right time, and it worked like a charm. Facebook was winning the advertising game, and MySpace was like, hey, wait up. But MySpace's parent company, News Corp, was kind of pushing MySpace to be more of a media distribution channel for their stuff. By the time 2009 rolled around, Facebook had basically left MySpace in the dust when it came to the number of users. It was like a race, and Facebook was sprinting while MySpace was taking a slow stroll. This marked the start of a pretty steep downhill slide for MySpace. MySpace started losing users left and right. It was like people were leaving a party that just wasn't fun anymore. The problem was that those super customized profiles made it hard for MySpace to introduce cool new features. Facebook, on the other hand, just kept on innovating. They were like the tech wizards of the social media world, coming up with new stuff all the time. MySpace, well, it had some issues. It was slow, cluttered, and not as fun to use. People wanted something fresh and exciting, and Facebook was delivering. Then came the big plot twist. News Corp, MySpace's parent company, gave up and sold MySpace in 2011. As time went on, MySpace's popularity faded away like an old song. And to top it all off, in 2019, they accidentally deleted millions of songs. That became a symbol of MySpace's roller coaster ride through history. While MySpace may no longer be in the limelight, it played a significant role in shaping the social media landscape we know today. It's a reminder of how quickly the digital world can change and evolve. And even though it's not the bustling online hub it once was, MySpace's story remains a fascinating chapter in the history of the internet, a testament to the ever-shifting sands of cyberspace. It was a platform that once ruled the digital world, but a combination of factors, from intense competition to technical issues, led to its decline.